Chris. Check it out. Yo. Feel the rhythm on the bass, man. Feel the rhythm on the bass,
Hey, welcome back. This is Rush Hour, Chris and Bev, where we do go forward on fourth down. And unlike some teams in the NFL, when we do go forward on fourth down, we do convert and we do accept the challenge flag and all challenges, and we do not punt opinions up here. So, hey, this is the summer. This is the summertime. So it's the off season, or as Will Smith, the Fresh Prince, would say, it is summertime. So, hey, we are back and getting through the very, very challenging off season. But hey, good news is that the count. Look, we're going to be into July and August, and before you know it, preseason and the season will be here. So Beverly does not have the best voice today again, but hey, it's getting better. That's all that matters. So Beverly,
Having asthma, this is one of the things that I have to deal with a lot.
yeah. So she's a champion. She's a champion battling through it. You're battling through adversity, so that's what matters. So.
Yep.
So hey, we got some fan questions that we're gonna take. So hey, for anyone that does want to have any questions for me or Beverly, just feel free to drop them in the comments below, and we will get to them either on this show or the next show. But hey, feel free to send in a comment or question and we'll make sure to get to it. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way you know when a new episode pops up. So hey, our fan questions. Let's start with one that comes from at Deborah Fontel on Instagram. She's one of our YouTube subscribers too. So she's a Patriots fan, and she says, love the NFL draft episode. Oh, appreciate it. As a Patriots fan, talk about herself, I'm guessing. Should the Patriots have gotten another receiver along with Drake May? I can say my answer is going to be pretty short. I'm going to say yes, because Drake May, if you watched him in college, he was only as good as his wide receiver core behind him. And when he does run, he's rather slow, much like Tom Brady was when he was on the Patriots. He wasn't known for his running ability. So I would say because Drake May doesn't have anybody to throw to like on that team. I checked. He's only got Juju Smith-Schuster, Kendrick Bourne, and pretty much those are his only option. And maybe a tight end. They could have taken another tight end, but I only see Juju Smith-Schuster and Kendrick Bourne. So those guys are veterans. They're not gonna get any younger. So.
No.
For me, I say that they should have. It's good that you take Drake May, that you have stability at quarterback now. But now I say you need to get some weapons, a wide receiver, definitely.
Well, I was going through their draft, who they drafted, and they did draft Jalen Polk from Washington.
Okay.
And Javon Baker from Central Florida. And then they got the tight end, Jaheim. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's from Florida State. So
okay.
I can't read my own writing. That's pretty bad. But they're unproven rookies. I mean,
true.
Welcome to the NFL. We don't know what they're going to do. And Juju is pretty good. He really is pretty good.
When he stays healthy.
But he's better when he's not the number one.
True. He is.
When he's the number one, he's going to be getting all of the attention. These rookies are going to have to stand up.
True.
I think they should have gotten another vet in the trade or free agency, but they didn't. And so they're going to live and die by their rookies and Juju.
True. And now the only veteran wide receiver left out there, Beverly, now is former Raiders wide receiver Hunter Renfrow, who is yet to be signed. So you could have gotten him.
There's so many they could have gotten.
Yeah, you had Hunter Renfrow hanging out there in free agency. Allen Robinson, who used to be with the Bears, is hanging out there.
So does that mean T. Higgins has been picked up? Because
T. Higgins has not signed that. Has not, and he's part of our he's in the show, one of our topics, but he has not signed that franchise tag yet. So, and he's been begging for a trade. So I see him becoming a free agent very soon.
Very soon. I agree. So really, I see it being a kind of a rough year for the Patriots. This is going to be a growth year. New coach, new quarterback, new receivers. The defense fell from, I think, what did I get? 11th to 15th. So
Oh
it's
my
not they can.
gosh.
Yeah, they can't depend on that Patriot defense.
Nope.
So it's going to be a rebuild. Next year, you'll see what they did this year. We'll see what they have to do in the draft, in trades next year.
Yeah.
It could be the 2 to 3 year process to get back to contending.
Yeah.
Just my
Because right now I'm with you. What you said on the last show is that now the ones that run the AFC East now are the Dolphins and the Bills.
yes.
The Dolphins and the Bills run the AFC East. I don't know what the Jets have with Aaron Rodgers because he's because eventually because Josh Allen is still young. Tua is still young, and Rodgers and with a bad offensive line, I don't see the Patriots, really standing out as that team in the AFC East.
No. So my thing is, if Tua stays healthy, he has the AFC East. It's theirs.
True.
It's theirs to lose because the Bills got rid of so many people.
Cleaned house.
They cleaned the house, and so in my opinion, it's if the Dolphins lose, it's only because they lost that division. Nobody's going to take it from them, in my opinion.
So yep, you got our answer, Deborah. Patriots they can, but it's going to be a rebuilding year this year, and we'll see what happens next season. So
it's a cycle. It happens in all sports. If you have a dynasty, then you're going to have a drought. That's just how it works.
The Chiefs had a 50-year drought, and look what and Montana and Patrick Mahomes happened, and they're back in it now.
Yep, exactly.
So, and our next question comes from she chosen to remain anonymous or just but she's chosen to remain anonymous for some reason, and it's our YouTube. She's one of our YouTube subscribers, so that's good. So I love how we're getting more subscribers to the show.
Yes, me too.
So she's a Giants fan. She asks, "Is Daniel Jones the answer?" I don't want to be too cruel, but you want to? I could say one thing. I would want them to take a quarterback in that draft.
Yes.
JJ McCarthy was sitting right there for you, and you didn't trade up to get him.
He's going to be the Patrick Mahomes for the Bears.
True. Yep, it's basically that. Yep. There's a Bears sign that is hung up in Bears Stadium that one of the fans actually held up that said, "We could have had Patrick Mahomes."
Exactly.
Yep. But you didn't trade up to get him. But I will say Daniel Jones. I am with Brian Daboll, the coach. They're trying to turn. He's been trying to turn Daniel Jones into Josh Allen, which I don't see happening.
No.
Because Josh Allen is extremely athletic and just big.
Yes. Yes. He has natural
Daniel Jones is a little bit slender.
Yeah. Yeah. So my take on
Daniel
it
Jones
is
throws too many interceptions.
Yep. So I did a little research on I went between his 2020 season and last year, 2022, excuse me. In 2022, he had 3,205 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. At that point, you may say, he might be our guy. But then last year he had 909 yards, 2 whole touchdowns.
Major drop.
And 6 interceptions. He had probably more touchdowns to the other teams than his own team. So I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
Oh no.
Because
we're honest.
I don't want you to have this. I didn't want you to have him as your quarterback, honestly. I wanted you
we
on
didn't.
So that there is no question in this world where the answer is for a quarterback to be picked is Daniel Jones. There is
No,
none.
he's not.
The only question he can answer is, who do you not want as your franchise quarterback?
True. And here's the thing, Beverly, he has no excuses now. Look, they drafted Jalen Hyatt, the speedy receiver from Tennessee.
Yeah.
They drafted Malik Neighbors, the speedy wide receiver from LSU. So Daniel Jones has no excuses now.
No.
You have top tier wide receivers on the Giants team.
Who's the offensive coach, the offensive coordinator? Is it Josh McDaniels again? Who knows?
No, Josh McDaniels was let go, so I have no idea where he is. I'm not sure who the offensive coordinator is. I think Brian Daboll's calling the plays now. So
I'm just wondering. I mean, if they had somebody to work with him this in the offseason and OTAs, everything going on, he might get a little bit better, but he just doesn't have that natural talent to me.
No. But I know Brian Daboll worked with Josh Allen, and Josh Allen turned out to be elite. But hey, here's the thing: Josh Allen doesn't, make that many mistakes. But
No.
It's not in say week 4, week 5, week 6.
No, Josh Allen makes the mistakes in the red zone and where it counts the most.
True.
That if they corrected that, they would have already won. Maybe won the Super Bowl when the Bengals went, because the Chiefs weren't there.
True.
So, but he chokes. He makes those mistakes in the wrong time. Any other time in the game, you can maybe make up for it, but in the red zone, you can't do that.
Daniel Jones, if you
No, you can't.
should have saw Eli Manning and Peyton Manning watching the Giants go against the Seahawks, and just watching their shit. I felt so sorry for Eli. Daniel Jones was just turning it over back to back. He just couldn't match it. Geno Smith played better than Daniel Jones.
Geno is a stud in a lot of ways, but
not one turnover in that game from Geno.
The best thing that ever happened to Geno was getting out of Jets territory.
Yeah, get out of New York.
When he got out of that area, he got everything he needed at the Seahawks, and he has flourished. Doesn't mean they're going to do great in the NFC because you have such other teams, but I think they're going to make the playoffs consistently with him.
Yeah. Giants, but they have an easy schedule, easy schedule. The only problem I see for them, they'll probably run into some losses is from Washington and Dallas.
Yep.
Because Jaden Daniels is probably going to play really good, and Dak will probably be back and probably whoop up on that team too. So
yeah,
I would say for a Giants fan, I wanted y'all to have JJ McCarthy, but you didn't trade up to get him. If you want someone that's bad,
that's an organization issue.
Yeah,
unfortunately, and maybe the coach had something to do with it. I don't know,
because
historically they have a great organization.
But now they got and so if Daniel Jones is there, the backup for him is Tyrod Taylor now.
I can see Tyrod taking over. He's not been completely consistent. Who's their third string? That's interesting.
Not sure. I know Tyrod Taylor's the backup. I know the third string, I think, he used to be on the Dolphins. I think he was under Tua as the backup.
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito, who actually didn't play. He didn't play bad. He didn't play bad at all. He took a team the distance. He took the Eagles the distance. So
if I'm a Giants fan, I'm going to be screaming for Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, he was consistent for playing up against teams like you play against the Eagles, you play against the Cowboys. He didn't play terrible.
He got some good press, some good buzz. I think I would be, in my opinion, I would play Tommy DeVito.
Yeah,
I would sit Tyrod. I would cut Daniel Jones, and I'd try to get somebody. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I would do. I
Okay.
would try to beg Joe Flacco to come back out of retirement for one more
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Hey, if anything
Why
proves
not?
he got Cleveland in the playoffs again.
He's a better quarterback than any three of those. Why
He got
not?
he got Cleveland in the playoffs again.
Yes.
So what does that
Yes.
prove? But hey, those are our questions from our fans. So hey, we thank you for just sending those in. So
Yeah.
hey, if you have any more, just feel free to send them on, and we'll make sure to answer them in our very next show. So
Yes, we love all of the comments, all the questions. It's
oh
great. We
yeah,
love
all of them.
keep it on, keep it coming.
We answer them all, and we do not punt opinions up here. We accept all challenges. So
And we
um
try to do so as respectfully as possible.
oh, of course.
Yes.
Of course. We give you our honest opinion and say, look, this is where you can improve.
Yes. Yep.
So Beverly's daughter Ashlyn was gonna be on next segment of the show, but maybe she'll pop up later on. So
Oh, cool.
but we're just gonna get to our the next point, which is we're gonna talk about this the NFL talk. This NFL talk. So breaking news. So not too long ago, this past week, Justin Jefferson, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, signed a 4-year extension worth $140 million, and $35 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL. So I think we were talking about this like during the week. That's a lot of money you're giving to Justin Jefferson, and he's earned it. Yes, he's earned it, being the number one wide receiver.
Yes. Yes.
But
there's one thing is there's a reason why usually the quarterbacks are the ones who get these prices is because they're the ones who have to get the ball to the players.
True.
It doesn't matter how good this Justin Jefferson is. Doesn't matter if the guy can't get the ball to you. You're still not going to earn your money.
True, and he's got a rookie quarterback throwing him the ball. He's got JJ McCarthy throwing him the ball. Now, there's nothing wrong with JJ. He won the national championship, but he's got to learn the NFL speed.
Yeah, he's unproven still. And even if they connect well, he's going to be double covered and sometimes triple covered.
True.
What are your options past him?
Hawkinson, maybe.
Which is he's good.
Hawkinson. Oh, they signed Aaron Jones from the Packers, maybe.
Yeah.
So
you got some weapons, but he's got to get the ball to them.
True.
So
you can't just throw it to 18 all the time. Oh. You're muted. Yeah.
I got muted somehow.
Oh, you're muted.
I didn't realize it's hard to give that much money to some. To
yeah, okay, but yeah,
didn't work out well for Joe Burrow. I mean, now he's losing players left and right, even though he's
it didn't.
So
yep, T Higgins about to be gone. I'm pretty sure there's who is it? Tyler Boyd may be going too. Who is it? So he's got a lot of so I would say for the Vikings, they got to make sure that JJ's not throwing him the ball all the time. You can't just go when in doubt, throw it to 18. But you got Jordan Addison, you got TJ, you got Hawkinson. You need to use these weapons. You can use these weapons that he's got out there. That way, it's not so tough. It's like what the Chiefs are doing. Like the reason why they got Xavier Worthy, why they got Hollywood Brown, why they still have Noah Gray, and they make sure that all the pressure is taken off Kelsey. That way, he's not in every play. So the same thing's got to be happening over there in Minnesota.
I agree. So
that's a lot of money to give him, but he's earned it.
yeah, he is really good. I was actually hoping we would get him, but we got really great players. So
yeah, pretty good. You got so speaking of those good players, like you have the Chiefs now have Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and now and they still have Travis Kelce. Got a lot of wide receivers and signing of McCole Hartman coming
Yep.
back. So
Welcome
now,
home, Nicole.
yep. So welcome back, McCole. Thank you for catching that game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. So, but still back on a 1-year deal. I don't care as long as we have stability and now another veteran in the wide receiver room.
Yes, I agree.
And he knows the system, so he's good.
Yeah. Now there is a controversy about his number.
Yeah, he's back to wearing 17 now.
Well, they said I think 12. He's worn 12 and he's worn 17, and they're both taken.
Yeah.
So I wonder if someone
Richie James wore number 17. So
and he's good, so he needs to keep it. Who's number 12 now?
12 now. I think wearing number 12. I think it's Jared Wiley, the tight end that got drafted.
Nah, he needs to trade him.
Yeah. I don't think he's earned that number yet.
And 12 was the number he was when he helped us win the first Super Bowl. He was with us, right?
Yes.
Bring him back to 12. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, trade him. Get another number.
Yeah.
Come on, you can do it.
So I say the Chiefs are back to having the Legion of Zoom, and say if Rashee Rice does end up suspended, like for just like maybe 5 or 6 games, he comes back. You now have a speed offense. I'm looking at Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, McCole Hartman, and yeah, so you have speed that's going to take the tops off of defenses.
Exactly. Yep.
So you can't triple Kelce all the time, because if you triple him, you leave them open.
Yeah, no, he will burn you up.
Definitely. And from Creed Humphrey, who's Kingsley, who you know, Beverly, Kingsley Asuamataia is being called from Creed. Creed Humphrey gave him the nickname The Wall, so that's always a good sign if you have a veteran giving you a nickname like that. It means you're doing something right on offensive line.
Exactly.
And Kingsley looks like he's going to start.
Well, I think it's amazing. I'm not trying to blow my horn too much, but the fact that I actually picked him to be our offensive
I didn't see it coming.
I just, I read through all of the offensive linemen who were available, and it just felt like on paper he was perfect in our system. And obviously that's true. So I'm just kind of like shocked that it actually happened.
Kingsley's now a Chief.
So
now, that's good.
Yeah, I'm just amazed by that, and I love it. Love it.
So on that offensive line now, you have if Kingsley starts, he'll be next to Trey Smith, Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, and a better Jawan Taylor. So that's a good offensive line.
Yes. I think that could be like a rival to the Dallas of the 90s offensive line. Do you remember that line?
Half of it.
All of these Dallas fans, if you're a little older, and you watched them, they were great. They were a great offensive line. There wasn't anybody better.
That's when they were winning.
Yes, and the reason why Troy Aikman looks so good and Emmitt Smith looks so good is because that line was amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Nate Newton, I remember his name. He was a really great lineman. And so
one thing was it Chris Collinsworth said when that game they had against the Lions, I think he said something about the offensive line. He said anytime that you have those guys up there blocking for that long, and you give Patrick Mahomes that much time, there's no way you're beating him.
No.
They gave him so much time to throw that he could wait back there in the pocket, not move around, and you're not beating him if he has a great offensive line.
No.
But Trent McDuffie was interviewed. Says now both the defense and the offense are battling in camp, because last season it was the defense that was overpowering, but he was saying the quote, iron sharpens iron. So
yes,
and I know he's going to take a major big step now that Snead's gone.
Oh yeah, and everybody's going to look for him to do so.
Yeah. So I think he can do it. He held Deebo Samuel to 0 catches in the Super Bowl. 0. So that proves something. Deebo didn't get the ball.
Yeah,
So
it was amazing.
and he helped cause that first fumble in the Super Bowl, and Karlaftis jumped on it. So the defense
Yes.
is going to step up. Spags is
Oh,
going to turn it up even more
yep. Yep.
now that they have their back-to-back champs. So they have a
Exactly.
target on their back
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's funny that people call them villains because
because they win.
well, but they're so lovable. All of the players, none of them have a mean bone in their body. They're just
No.
lovable. So why would they be considered villains? I mean, how about consider them just super competitive and unbeatable,
Yeah,
unstoppable?
they just like to, hey, they're like you said, very competitive. Nick Bolton is one that's very competitive, who actually said like, hey, I love how they counted this out last season because that motivated us on the defense and the coach even more. So
Yes.
so they counted Josh Allen out, which they probably should have because we see what his record in playoffs is. So
Yes.
yep, they counted Patrick Mahomes out. And they said he couldn't win. They said the Chiefs couldn't win a road playoff game.
Yeah, I know. What was that?
They went to Buffalo, had success. Went to Baltimore against the number 2 defense, had success. And then faced the juggernaut of them all, the Niners in the Super Bowl, and won. But you know what I knew? I knew they had won it. I knew the Chiefs had won it when it came to overtime, and the Niners had. I think they talked about this on Good Morning America. The Niners chose to have the ball first, and then I saw the look in Patrick Mahomes' eyes. They said, "Oh, we won. We just won. They just handed us the Super Bowl." So, but they left too much time on that clock for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree. I'm getting messages from my daughter right now about her
Okay,
being able to be. That's why I'm a little distracted.
okay,
Sorry about that.
Is this legit? Is she gonna be on for like the smallest segment?
I'm gonna find out.
All right. But while Beverly is answering some urgency messages that will hopefully get some updates on soon, there is some other news that I'm going to speak about. It's T. Higgins who has been requesting that trade, and it looks like that is about to become true. He's about to become a free agent within next week. So, and he has not signed that franchise tag, and I don't think he should. So at this point, he's the number 1 target for Joe Burrow next to Jamar Chase.
Oh yeah.
So,
I looked up a little information on that, and there was like several different spots that was good for a trade for the team, and one of them was the Lions. And I'm telling you, if the Lions get him, forget it. Everybody else is gone. The NFC, they're going to take over. It's going to be between them and the 49ers, and that's all it's going to be. And
those are the best teams in the NFC if you give T. Higgins to the Lions.
Yes. He will probably help them beat the 49ers, in my opinion.
The Lions have some good players now. That Jahmyr Gibbs, Aiden Hutchinson, Jared Goff, and now they have Terrion Arnold, the best corner from Alabama. So defense is scary.
I'm a closet Lions fan. I have been for as long as I can remember, just because I feel like I loved Barry Sanders. I loved Megatron. Megatron was awesome.
He was snatched from that should have been a touchdown. That should have been a touchdown.
Yes.
It was a touchdown.
I love cities that deserve things. And I feel like Detroit eventually deserves a Super Bowl. I would love to see them win a Super Bowl.
They nearly had the Niners. They had They had it.
I was so mad. And also Cleveland. They lost their team. They did them dirty. When LeBron won, I almost cried for the fans because I was so happy for them.
One thing I would like to see Myles Garrett in an AFC Championship game against Patrick Mahomes. That would be so good. That would be good football to watch.
It would be good football.
Of course, I know the Browns would lose, obviously, but
yes, as long as it didn't hurt.
but I would say their appointed quarterback, the Browns, the one that was good at quarterback, is now on Tampa Bay. So he's got
Yes.
that was
Yes.
your shot. Joe
That he
Flacco, yeah,
was
he
your
did okay.
franchise. He was your franchise quarterback, and you threw him away.
Yeah.
Good
Baker,
job.
yeah, Baker. I remember Baker playing. I think it was one of the first games of the season against the Chiefs. He didn't play terrible.
No, he did not.
He had Odell on that team, and
Yeah.
they were a problem.
Yes. Yes. That was stupid. To me, that was stupid. But going back to that article, and one of the other teams was the Patriots. Would be a good
They could
spot
use him. They
for
could
T.
use him.
Higgins. That gives them
A veteran.
another veteran. So that way you've got T and you've got Juju. You can split up. You can get them, stunt so that somebody's open because you have more weapons. I think if the Patriots don't choose him, I don't think they're going to win hardly any this year.
No.
I think if they choose him, they have a shot to win 5 or 6 games, possibly.
Yeah,
that is possibly.
They're
If Daniel
probably
Jones doesn't play and somebody
but I see. But hey, they'll probably win like 5 or 6 games. You'll probably win against like maybe a downed Steelers team, maybe because
Washington
the Steelers are still
an early game against the Commanders.
True, because they play the Commanders in week 2. So
okay, that's good because he's not really going to be used to the system as much yet. That's an easy win, possibly. Yeah. The Panthers, if they play the Panthers, that's an easy win, possibly. But Bryce is a better quarterback, so we'll see.
And Bryce has put on weight now. So Bryce has put on some muscle now. So he's not so much it's easy to take down. But thing is, the reason why he was successful at Alabama is that he had great run game, good wide receivers to throw to, good offensive line. He doesn't have that at Carolina.
Oh, and if they play the Bears, that's probably an easy win.
Oh, speaking of the Bears.
That's why I brought it up.
Speaking of the Bears, Caleb Williams, and this doesn't surprise me, at camp, threw multiple interceptions back-to-back to the defense. So this is what rookies are supposed to do, okay? And if you throw him in the fire against like the first few teams in the season, which I do see him probably doing, he faces the Steelers. Okay, he's going to face the Steelers, that Packers team, which are not to be slept on. No. So, and then let's see. Oh, Seahawks. You face Geno. You face Geno Smith. So he's got some, but I feel like he's going to go up against in week 10. He's got the Niners, and I think that's going to be where it falls apart.
I don't see him playing week 10.
Yeah. Not against that Niner team. No, he's not going to play against them.
It's either going to be a really, really long season for him.
Yeah.
Or he's going to get injured, or he's going to get pulled.
True.
And I think by the 10th week, if he is what we think he's going to do, somebody else will be playing against the 49ers.
True. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who their backup is.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I'll look that up.
They have look, they just got Keenan Allen, but he's getting older. Keenan is getting older. Yep. So and now you have DJ Moore over there. DJ Moore is over there, and then you got Cole Kmet.
Tyson Bagent?
I
no idea
who
he even is. Never heard the name. He competed with Brett Ripien. Now, isn't he Mark Ripien's nephew?
Yes.
Won a Super Bowl with Washington. Well, maybe he'll have some talent and he'll get to.
But here's the thing: like they're gonna most likely throw him straight into the fire as starting quarterback. They already did. They named him starting quarterback.
Yeah.
But hey, if he was doing that in practice against the practice squad or just the defense in practice against his own guys, what makes you think he's gonna hold up against these other defenses that he's gonna face? The Lions are no joke. They face the Lions in week 3, so I see that as a loss. So, and he's got the Bear. He'll have the Packers, and then 49ers, like I said, in week 10. So
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to make it to week 10. So
Well, either the Bears defense is all that or he is just all crap. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
yeah, and one thing about it, I think he's just going to have to get used to it. We're going to find out how he plays in that Hall of Fame game.
Yeah. And I don't wish ill will on anybody. I hope he doesn't play poorly.
But he just can't turn the ball over.
No, that will take you out of a game in a second. I mean, it takes the motivation out of your defense if the offense is completely turning over all the time because they're always in the field. They get wore down. It's not good. So,
but Bears fans, you want to know, make it easier on Caleb Williams. Get him a good run game.
yes,
Get him a good running back. And I would say go after it, but you can't do that now. A lot of the running backs are gone right now. Baltimore has
they got DeAndre Swift.
that, and he was in the Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts, so I consider that
He's
good.
good. Yeah, and Rashawn Johnson.
I would say you're going to be DeAndre Swift is your best option at running back, but you got to treat him like Ezekiel Elliott. He can't be an every down back.
No.
Use him in the red zone or use him where you're picking up, like, say, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 8, something like that.
Seems like he was good in the play option pass. You know, he was good in get in the slant, just kind of like see the running back slants. He seemed to do pretty good in those things.
But DeAndre Swift, I say that's a good option that the Bears have at running back. Yeah. But wide receiver, they still have Darnell Mooney is gone, so now they only have I think they still have DJ Moore now, and now Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's good, but don't get me wrong, it's the system and his age that I question sometimes.
Now who has Keenan Allen?
The Bears now have Keenan Allen.
I don't know. He's not listed on their chart.
So it could be something. So it could be something. So he's had injuries before.
Yep. Let me see if I can find it.
And one thing, Beverly, there's something for Drake May. Hopefully it's not anything too serious, but he's saying he's not used to taking snaps under center. He's used to being in the shotgun. So, which I saw that when he was in North Carolina, when he played college, it was a lot of plays he was in shotgun. I rarely saw him take a snap from the center.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a lot of fumbles if that's what you ask of him.
He's going to have to get used to that.
He's got to get used to it. The next thing is, aren't most RPOs ran from under center?
Yes.
I mean, you can still do a delayed handoff from the shotgun. But if you're always in shotgun or in under center because you get used to it and you go in shotgun, they're going to know exactly what you're going to do.
True.
It's going to be obvious to all defenses. What you're going to do is going to be obvious, and you're not going to be very successful.
True.
So he needs to be able to at least mix it up.
But
you can't do everything in the shotgun.
Coach Mayo, Gerard Mayo said he's working on it. He still got he said, quote, he's got a long way to go. So I will.
That's not good.
Well, he said he's just got a lot to learn. So hey, and that Patriot system, and even though Belichick is gone, the playbook, I guarantee you, is not easy to learn.
Oh yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
And the defense, like you said, you can't rely on the Patriots defense. I like their defense. I actually like Matt Judon. Matt Judon is still elite.
Yes.
And I
next year he will probably, if he's available for trade, he will probably request a trade next year.
He probably should because
he should.
He's
too good to be on a bad team.
He wants to win. He wants to win a championship. He wants to go to to maybe an AFC championship game. He wants to go to the Super Bowl or be in playoffs.
If I'm him, I want to go to an NFC team. I would want to go to the Lions, to the 49ers, or to the Packers.
I was going to say send him to Green Bay because they could use him right now.
Because those are almost locks for Super Bowls.
True.
And it gets you out of the AFC, which is the most difficult division there is.
It is, and you can, because the AFC is way too tough now. I'm pretty sure he's done with that right now. Because the
Yeah, Aaron
AFC,
Rodgers, the dumbest thing he did was go to the AFC. I mean,
yeah, when
Tom
that
Brady was
first,
smart enough to go into the NFC.
yeah, because he
You,
knew
you know,
that AFC, it's
it's
like it's scary over here.
it's
So,
stacked.
yep.
Stacked.
So I'm just wondering, like Aaron Rodgers, when he first announced he was going to the Jets, yeah, I just started to think, okay, Aaron Rodgers, you do realize what you're walking into. The AFC is tough.
Yes.
Tua is in Miami. Josh
Yep.
Allen is in Buffalo.
That's just
Josh
in
Allen is in Buffalo.
their single division. That just in the AFC East.
Go to the north, it gets even worse. You get Lamar Jackson in the north. You get Joe Burrow in the north. You get the Steelers. I'm not sure who's in quarterback, but the defense, you get TJ Watt that's still over there.
Yep.
And then don't forget the AFC West. The Chiefs run the AFC West.
Yep.
And in the AFC South, the Texans are not to be slept on now.
No.
So, and if the Jets face the Texans, I'm thinking, like, what would a win mean for CJ Stroud over Aaron Rodgers?
A lot. Yeah.
We talk about what a win would mean for Aaron Rodgers just getting into the playoff. What would a win mean for?
Do the Packers play the Jets this year?
Yes, I think they do. I think they do. I think they have it on the schedule to do. So that's going to be
Jordan
so
Love
good.
That's
going to be so good.
Yes.
Jordan Love versus Aaron Rodgers, his former instructor. So that's going to be a very weird type of atmosphere.
Yes. I hope it's in Lambeau. I don't cheer for the Packers, but on that instance,
I will during that game.
Yep, I will.
I will during that game because look, Aaron, now it's on the schedule, Aaron, you're walking into a hostile environment. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
The Packers going to.
I don't, now that McCarthy is gone and Aaron Rodgers is gone, I won't cheer actively against the Packers.
Nope, but that game.
But that game, I'm going to be a big Packers fan. I got rid of my cheese head years ago. I had one.
Let me look up and see if that's a home game.
Okay.
Let's see if that is. It's like Packers versus Jets versus Packers, and if it is, let's see, Packers. And so if you're joining us right now, thank you for being with. Let's see, 2024. I think, yeah. Oh wow, that's worse, Beverly. That's worse.
Is it a Thanksgiving game or something?
It's at Lambeau Field, and it's on a Sunday night. Oh no! Oh no! So basically, you're giving it's Sunday night football, which I love Sunday night football, and it's at Lambeau Field. That's Titletown, and so you know that the Packers fans are gonna pack it out.
Yep.
And I hope, and it's gonna be worse because they know exactly how Aaron treated them when he left.
You know what? I'm doubling down on my statement that Roger Goodell in the NFL is done with Aaron Rodgers because first game of the season,
why else he pick these games?
He's got to play the guy that injured him, and later in the season, a Sunday night against his former team at Lambeau. You can't hope it's better.
That's worse. That's like Matthew Stafford going to Detroit again. So that's worse. But I just don't. And hey, if you get a chance, go watch me and Beverly's show. We made our game day picks for the Niners and Jets game. But here's the thing: that's on Monday Night Football. That's the very first Monday Night Football game that the Jets have. And one thing I think Greeny from like ESPN said, like, please don't put the Jets in Monday night because they just don't do well on Monday Night Football. And what did Roger Goodell in the NFL give you? Yes. Monday Night Football against number 2 against one of the best defenses in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers. And Brock Purdy's gonna ball out. I feel like he's gonna have a real good game, even though Ayuk is not there. Christian McCaffrey's still there. Yes. He signed a 2-year deal. He's coming back, and now Leonard Floyd, the guy that injured Aaron Rodgers. He looks good.
You know what? I just thought of something. I think they should have. Okay, I watch like the Emmys. You watch all these different shows. There's
Yeah,
categories for everything. Why does
true,
football only have defensive player of the year, offensive
true.
player of the year, rookie, offensive rookie of the
MVP,
year, offensive rookie for offense and defense? Why isn't there a running back of the year,
true.
receiver of the year? Why not? Give
If
them
there
some
was,
accolades. It
if
doesn't
there,
hurt anybody to do it.
there's three running backs that I would give for like running back of the year, and there's three. I probably put it Jameer Gibbs because he had an outstanding rookie
Yeah.
running back season with the Lions. And
Yes.
number two, I probably put that's tough. That's tough. Saquon Barkley
Yep. Yep.
because he carried the Giants for a
Yes.
long time.
Yes.
Number one, because this has rarely been accomplished in his rookie. I had to say Pacheco.
Yes, that's what I was
I had
like.
to
Come
say
on,
I
you
had to
gotta
say I
say
had
it.
to say I had to say Isaiah Pacheco because just
The
the
way he runs, I love it.
144th or 144th pick in the draft, and he ends up going to the Super Bowl in his first year.
Yeah,
So
he's amazing.
yep, that
He's
and
amazing.
like I like Pacheco because Coach Reed, like Andy Reid said, like what said I don't know why, but he runs like the ground is angry at him.
Yes,
So
that's what I was doing.
yeah,
I would like
but
to see him in a State Farm commercial. I want it
he has
known.
not. So he
State
has not.
Farm,
He
you're
should
getting a plug here. So you need to put Pacheco in.
because we already seen Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey. They
Yep.
obviously work well. We've
Yep.
seen Andy Reid, all three of them
Yep.
in one commercial. That
Yep.
works.
Yep.
Give me a Pacheco or give me someone like Creed Humphrey in there.
Oh
give me
yeah.
give me Creed Humphrey in a commercial or the other one um give me Hollywood Brown in a commercial
Chris
or
Jones.
Chris Jones. I
Yeah.
would even take the Bills wide receiver right now, Keon Coleman, to be in a commercial.
He's so funny. I love him. I do. I can't help but love
His
him.
personality. I know it's
Great
gonna.
person. He needs
He's
his own spot. He needs his own spot. I
he
think
does.
Patrick should let him, have him come on his with State Farm or Subway or something. And yeah, he would be great. He would be great.
Yeah, because I think what was it the last Subway commercial that I think that the Patrick Mahomes was on, like with Charles Barkley. Like
Oh yeah,
he almost dropped the sub, and then Charles Barkley said like I thought you never fumbled.
yeah,
But here's the thing. I really think that this Chiefs team is now back.
yes.
The Chiefs
Oh
team is
yeah,
now back, but you're giving them a gauntlet
yeah.
right out of the gate.
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah.
giving them the Ravens. You're giving them the Bengals.
But Lamar Jackson is not attending off
He's
season
thank you
OTAs.
for reminding me that. Thank you for reminding me that he's not been there.
I mean, you got your contract. Why are you not
Big
now
money.
working? Why are you not working to show that that you deserve that?
Off and yep. So so do we have any updates? Do we have any updates?
In 3 minutes, maybe, possibly.
Okay. But
I don't know. We'll see.
in the meantime, yeah, I was really agitated with that when he and found out. Wait, so you're telling me that Patrick Mahomes is at OTAs and Travis Kelce and Noah Gray and pretty much all the rookies are there, and some of the guys even from defense, Justin Reed is back, who looks good, and
Yep.
Louis Reese Zammit, the rugby guy, everybody's there.
Yeah.
But what everyone's there, and this is for like voluntary. That's voluntary,
Yeah.
and yet. Lamar Jackson, you have a big check. You didn't. You have a big check. Yet you're not there at OTAs. That's your time to gel with these guys. Gel with these new wide receivers, especially the one that had a flag in the Super Bowl for taunting. So that's your
Yes.
that flag in
And they got
AFC
new
Championship
rookies.
game.
They've got rookies coming in. They've got people coming in from trades. I'm assuming you need to be
Offense
working
and
with these
defense.
people. You need to be working with these people.
But Lamar not showing up. I was thinking, okay, Lamar Jackson's not there yet. Patrick Mahomes is, so that shows some signs. Because here's the thing: Patrick Mahomes is a leader, and Patrick Mahomes,
Yep.
leader. Josh Allen, leader.
Yep.
Joe Burrow, when he's
Yeah,
on the field, leader.
Your vets that are there are going to resent the fact that you weren't.
Yeah. So
You know, he's not Brett Favre level. Favre never went to OTAs. It didn't go well for him. He had some bad seasons with picks.
oh yeah.
But Favre threw to a spot perfectly. If the timing was off or if the receiver just didn't get there, it made him look terrible. So even though he did it, wasn't a great idea, even for him. But when you're a good elite quarterback and you don't go, it sends a bad message to your team that you don't care about their feelings because they're there. It sends a very bad message to your team,
To
the
coach.
coaches, the organization. The coach is like, I'm going to do what I want. And the organization, okay, you gave me your money and I'll do what I want. I love Lamar. I really do. I'm not seeing this as a great sign. Not.
But just one more thing. You know who's also, before I bring on our guest for our final segment of the show, do you know who really is going to take this badly? Mark Andrews, the tight end.
Yes, because he's probably getting nearing retirement.
He's got one more year left, and that's all I can say. He's got one more year left
Sad.
with that team. But hey, our special guest that to end the show, you know what they say to save the best for last. So hey, we got a very special guest on the show that's gonna help close it out, and that's we have Beverly's daughter on here. So please welcome to Rush Hour, Chris and Bev. Please welcome Ashley McCarty. Welcome to the show.
Be careful driving.
No, better late than never, they say. Otherwise, that's what I'm going to have to say because I'm always late. And otherwise, I'm going to feel bad about myself.
No, but
Okay.
hey, Ashlyn, welcome to the show. And you know what? There's a song that says like, save the best for last. So I guess we're just saving the best for last by having you on the show. So welcome to the show. Hey, I know it's glad that you could take time, just small bit of time out of your schedule, just to just sort of end the show. But want to talk about your guy from University of Texas, Arch Manning.
Yes.
So I got a question for you, and maybe you can answer this. So I say, is Arch Manning like the future at the quarterback position for Texas? And can he get his team to a championship, the national championship, and over the hump?
And maybe pull over to answer.
I'm going to. So let me start with this. So the problem's going to come into the fact is, if what I'm reading is true, which they technically have had a orange and white game the other day, he threw for 375 yards. He looked fantastic. But because, Quinn has, where he is basically where he's not going into the NFL, I feel like they're going to feel obligated to let him start where he bypassed the draft.
The other guy. That means another year on the bench.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Anybody can look good against a practice squad. Me and Beverly could look good against a practice squad. So, but I want to see what he can do when he does start. When he does start, which he will. When he does start sometime, I want to see what he does against these tough defenses. I'm looking at the teams that he's going to have to face. Like I said, okay, he's got Mississippi State, Oklahoma, Georgia, Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, and Texas A&M. All these defenses are scary. They're scary, and if you let them hang around, they're gonna take advantage of them. So I want to see what Arch can do against these teams.
I think that he will. So another thing I was wanting to bring to the whole thing is, the Mannings are academically. They're people who really value their academics. Peyton had a 4.0 GPA. Eli graduated with 3.8. They all graduated their bachelor's. So I think Arch will stay the full duration of the 4 years to get his bachelor's.
Good.
They do value his education. So that at least will give him 2 years to prove himself if he doesn't get to start this year.
Yeah, he's definitely got room to grow. He's got room to grow. The practice squad, that's a good place for him to start. But I want to see what he does. It's like I was talking like this with Beverly. It's like the Loch Ness monster. I haven't seen enough footage of Arch Manning to see if he can really be as good. Because right now, Quentin Ewers is the quarterback, and he was scary. He was scary in the season until he ran in Oklahoma. So, but I want to see what Arch can do against tough defenses, and he can lead his team. Because Quentin Ewers on that team, leader. Arch Manning, I need to see him step up a little bit, like all the good quarterbacks in college. If you can step up and be a leader and get your team to the playoffs. If he makes it to the playoffs, I'll consider my mouth shut. But if I just like to see what he can do against those stiff, annoying, tough defenses.
Absolutely. He's got to prove himself anyway because he has to live outside the Manning name. He needs to become his own and not just follow in the shadows.
Because he's got a good wide receiver. He's got a good wide receiver team there. So I say Arch has a future, but right now it's like I see him still as a rookie. He's got to learn.
I've got a question for you.
Sure.
So, do you think he needs to enter the portal this year, possibly, and go somewhere that he can start, like maybe Ole Miss?
I don't know.
Ash, what do you think? You're muted. There you go.
I might have an interrupting child in the background, so
That's a poor Harper.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. You're working. I understand.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Ole Miss sounds like, look, if he goes to Ole Miss, that's where Eli Manning was.
And Grandpa.
let me say it this way. I think that he is listening to Eli's advice and Eli's telling him to hold tight. So if he's going to follow Eli's advice, he's not going to go.
No, man. Eli may have to step back and say, hey, what does your dad say?
And I think that the family is so politically correct in all things. And he said, Eli made a statement and basically said he wants to play at Texas, leave him alone. In long story short version.
Okay. If he wants to play at Texas, go ahead. He's got a good team around him. He got Sarkisian around him. You got Coach Sarkisian around him. So he used to be at Alabama, so he knows how to call plays. So he's got good people in his ear. As long as he has good coaching, he should be fine. Is when he has bad coaching, that's when he starts to turn and starts to play awful.
Yeah.
Now, next time he has, I want to, like you said, I want to see him start a game, and then I really want to get an idea of what we're dealing with here.
He's not starting this season. I wouldn't start him this season. If Sarkisian's thinking about starting him this season, I would sit him for at least 5-6 games.
Oh yeah. Like you said, the other guys, he's good and he's there, so.
Let him learn. That's rookies need to learn. Don't throw him into the fire right away. Exactly. Just let him learn. Get him a chance to learn the system. Then he can go up and be elite.
Yes. Well, guys, I appreciate you having me. I'm on 1%. My phone's gonna die.
Okay.
No, but I appreciate you having on the show, Ashley, and hopefully we have you again. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, Ashley McCart.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Glad to have Ashley there on the show. That was almost like a little Pat McAfee segment. So shout outs to you, Pat, for showing us how to really do that. So glad that we could have Ashley there on the show for just a few short minutes.
I got to tell you, I didn't get to tell you. So I went on Travis Kelce's, one of his Instagram posts, and I congratulated them for having Podcast of the Year. Who's going to beat him?
New heights.
But I also invited him to here on our podcast.
That would be great.
Your co-host. So I'm going to put it out on this, that if someone knows Travis can get him this information, maybe if someone, we would love to have him on the podcast.
Big Yeti on Rush Hour with Chris and Bev. Yes.
Yep. So that would be awesome. Just wanted to let you know I put that feeler out there, and we'll maybe one day.
Thank you. And by the way, if Travis Kelce is listening to this, I'm gonna just say this to you. Hey, Trav, look, I think you're one of the best, and if not the greatest tight end of all time.
The best.
And having you on this show would be a huge boost in ratings, not only, but we're huge Chiefs fans. Look, I
We
got the
love
Super
you.
Bowl. I have a Super Bowl 58 shirt, and it's Patrick Mahomes. I have a Travis Kelce one, and Beverly has hers on, the Super Bowl shirt from when you guys won Super Bowl 58 and are now back-to-back champions and looking to
Yep.
become three-peat champions. So,
Repeat.
hey, Trav, I would love to have you on the show. If you want to bring Taylor on, that's fine. But
My
hey,
grandchild would love it because she's a
yeah,
big Taylor Swift fan.
I'm not sure if like between Taylor's schedule, if that works or not, because she's constantly traveling around the world.
Yes, always.
So if that we do get her, great. But if not, if we have you, that's a huge boost, Trav. So I would
And, you
love to
know,
meet you.
I would
I
love
would
it.
welcome you to the show with open arms.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. And also, I will say I'm going to reach out to some of the rookies. I think it would be nice to give them a little platform to talk. You know, how
Oh,
have they
good.
been enjoying? I think I'm going to do that. See how they've enjoyed the going from the college game to the pro game in all their different OTAs and practices, and just and even in their training. What's it called?
Training camp.
When you're conditioning.
OTAs.
Conditioning.
Oh yeah. Oh, conditioning.
The difference. Yes. And mentioning conditioning, I want to say that I am so happy to hear that player who had the cardiac arrest.
The heart.
Yes.
There's a video on about that too. So.
Yes,
so thank you for mentioning that. So
yeah. Well.
So yeah, his name was BJ. So thank you for mentioning that, Beverly. His name was BJ Thompson. He's now fully conscious and doing and stable. So and I'm glad that he's doing okay. Yep. And shout outs for Harrison Butker for really bringing over the training staff. So especially with everything that Butker has going on, he brought in the training staff. They saved his life. So. Another point for Harrison Butker for saving someone's life that could have ended ugly. So, but there's a video that we have right here of Damar Hamlin, who actually had the same issue maybe a season ago, maybe 2 seasons ago, but he suffered the same thing and now he was brought back. But here's Damar Hamlin thanking one of the people on his training staff of the Buffalo Bills on how he saved his life that night.
The assistant athletic trainer, Denny Kellington, he came out and administered CPR to you, alerted everyone else that the situation was pretty serious. What goes through your mind when you think about Denny and what he did?
I owe Denny my life, literally. Him just he loves to say he was just doing his job, but and which is true. That night he was literally the savior of my life. Administrating CPR on me, like he would say he was just doing his job, but. If it wasn't for someone showing up that day with a clear mind and, whatever's going on in their personal life, just to put it aside and just to be present in the moment to actually be able to do their job correctly, that's something I'm truly thankful for and I don't take for granted.
So Damar Hamlin and BJ Thompson, I'm pretty sure share the same thoughts. Like, hey, those training staff people, you don't take them for granted, and they show up and save lives every day. So if it wasn't for those people, they're really unsung heroes.
Yes.
So, and I'm glad that he's actually doing okay, and hopefully we get to see BJ back out there on the field. And there's also another person that's actually getting close to stepping out back on the field, Charles Omenihu, who's coming back from an ACL injury, and also Brian Cook, who actually had that ankle injury. He's back on the field and looks great.
Awesome.
So looks great. So. Glad those guys are coming off an injury, but most of all, BJ Thompson, that he's doing well, and that he's hopefully not getting out there too soon. But
no.
But I'm glad that he's actually doing all right, and hopefully that he has the right people around him to make sure that he steps out on the field and is not only better physically but better mentally.
Yes.
So
that's gonna be difficult. I think the first time you actually step on the field, you actually take a hit or whatever once you've had a traumatic event like that. So I think you're right that the mental part may be the more difficult part for him.
Yep. So I see him if he does step on the field, like you were saying, Beverly. It's it's the mental part of it. If you're not right in the right mental spot, they're not even gonna let you out there on the field. No, and that's where it comes into but May and June is mental health awareness. So if you're not not in the right headspace, whether it be physically or mentally, they're not going to let you play football out there or any sport. So that's our message. So hopefully that reaches out for those that are listening to this. If you're in Chiefs Kingdom or in Kansas City, thank goodness that he's doing well, and we look forward to seeing him back on the football field. Maybe not in week 1 or 2, but maybe like week 8, maybe 9. So
yeah.
So, but this has been Rush Hour with Chris and Bev. I'm glad that all of you have been when this does get posted. Hopefully, this reaches out to somebody, and we're hoping, having huge hopes that we can maybe have Big Yeti himself, Travis Kelce, on the show. So, never know where this show could take you, or that's why you always try to put it out and make sure that you never know where the opportunity could come.
Exactly.
So I'm glad everyone is going to be enjoying the show. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell icon. That way you get notified when a new episode gets posted. So I'm Chris Brisbane Jr. This is my co-host Beverly McCarty. So hey, we'll see you all next time. And also next week, this coming Sunday, or I believe it's Happy Father's Day. So Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. So my dad, Happy Father's Day. So we will see you all when we see you all, and have a great day, and enjoy and have a great week. Peace.